When the kids return to Mohawk College in Hamilton, Ontario next month, they're about to find that their campus has become that much more diverse, for there shall be a new addition to the student body, namely a recently released a recently released mental patient, one who harbors Islamist fantasies. Isn't inclusion wonderful? Perhaps the name Ayanli Hassan Ali rings a bell. In March 2016, the 30-year-old burst into a Canadian Forces recruiting office in North Toronto wielding a large kitchen knife. Ali punched, slashed, and stabbed a corporal at the entrance. He then chased a sergeant who rushed out of her office. Ali narrowly missed slicing the back of her neck. And then he tried to stab another sergeant who'd fallen to the ground. When Ali was finally subdued, he was charged with 9 counts, including attempted murder. Now, you'd think this guy would be incarcerated either in prison or the loony bin for a very, very long time, given the gravity of the charges, eh? But no, according to a fascinating piece in the Toronto Sun by Michelle Mandel, Ali is soon going to be released from the secure psychiatric facility he's being detained at so he can go back to school. Gee, I hope Mohawk College doesn't have a culinary arts program, given Ali's love for certain types of cutlery. Now, Ali will initially be supervised, but the Ontario Review Board has decided, in its glorious wisdom, that he will eventually be allowed to attend classes without any supervision. Because really, what could possibly go wrong? In truth, this story stinks worse than a dead skunk. For starters, we are once again being told by the usual suspects that Ali was merely suffering from, you guessed it, mental illness when he committed his slash and dash spree 2 years ago. Oh yes, it was a terrible thing indeed, and absolutely terrifying for his victims, but don't you dare label it as an act of terrorism, because Ali was just having, a bad day. And he was later diagnosed with schizophrenia, so there. And yet, why would Ali choose a Canadian government office that was recruiting soldiers? Well, it turns out he had some concerns about Canada's foreign policy dealings in regards to Islamic nations. Oops, I used the past tense here because, you see, the Ontario Review Board notes that Ali, quote, continues to express concerns about the Canadian government and its interactions with Muslim countries, end quote. Nah, no radical Islam to see here, folks. Move along, move along. Oh, and check out this other little inconvenient goof. According to the ORB, Ali claims he wanted to martyr himself at the time of the attack. He actually expressed disappointment that he hadn't been killed when he was arrested. Damn it, those 72 voluptuous black-eyed virgins will just have to continue waiting for Mr. Wonderful. And yet, despite the target and his motivation and his lust for martyrdom, we're still all being told that Ali's crimes had nothing whatsoever to do with radical Islam. Look, maybe I was born in the night, but I wasn't born last night. And by the way, why is it that yet again mental illness and being a jihadist must be mutually exclusive? Why is it so hard to comprehend that Ali is mentally ill and he also harbors a deep-seated hatred for the West? Or is even contemplating such a thing too, culturally insensitive for polite society to ponder these days? But the worst thing about the Ali story is this: whether you believe he's simply a poor lamb who struggles with mental illness, or he's a wolf hell-bent on killing infidels, or that maybe he's a bit of both, consider this nugget of wisdom from the Ontario Review Board, which has greenlit the way for Ali to attend Mohawk College. Quote, Ali still poses a significant threat to the safety of the public and holds some of the same delusions that he experienced at the time of the attack, end quote. Can you believe your ears, folks? The ORB is admitting that Ali is still mentally ill, and he is still a clear and present danger, And he is still fully capable of picking up a butcher knife yet again, but he's nevertheless going back to school in September. Why is the ORB willing to roll the dice on this guy? Is it because the board wants to show sensitivity, or that it wants to virtue signal that everybody deserves a second chance, even someone who is still mentally ill and is perhaps a terrorist who craves martyrdom? How did we ever get to this point? And how can we ever return to a state of normalcy, one in which public safety actually trumps political correctness? For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, the Rebel has a new app. Please download that app and take the Rebel with you wherever you go.